So in last week's stream, Hugo spoke about the divinity machine, which was used by the Seraphim to create the doomsayer in the city of Teres Nabad. Now, Hugo also said that the mark of the Dark Lord that we see on his back when he was resurrected at the end of the Ancient Gods Part 1 is the same symbol that you can see on the divinity machine's table where the Doomslayer, or the Doom guy, before he becomes the Slayer, is on when the divinity machine is turned on. He also spoke about the divinity machine would play a critical role in DLC Part 2.
Taken from Doom Guy from Doom 64 and turned into the Doom Slayer.
Oh yeah.
The super badass that you are. And of course this is Samuel.
Figure.
Who we see in the Ancient Gods. And Josh, let's just say that the divinity machine plays a part in it's interesting.
That's fair to say.
This was in DLC 1. We know this, that the Dark Lord has that same symbol that's inside that divinity machine was on the Dark Lord's back. It's interesting. It's kind of in the same spot too. It's sort of weird.
It's a bit,
you know,
it's a bit
could be a connection there. Could be.
I don't
and
have
I'll
a
tell you this: the divinity
tinfoil
machine
hat,
will play a
but-
role in DLC 2.
Now, there are several things that the divinity machine does. It was created by the makers to first try and locate the one who was destined to destroy the makers. But the Seraphim used it to give this human, this Doom guy, this outsider, the powers of a god. He then became the Doomslayer. The more angry he got, the more powerful and faster he got. So I'm wondering, because the Dark Lord was technically, he wasn't killed by the Father, because the Father could not bring himself to kill his first creation, his son, in a way. So he put his life into a life sphere, which we see in the at the end of the Blood Swamps at the Immure Sanctum, where the Father's life sphere and the Dark Lord's life sphere reside. Now, I believe that the Dark Lord, after being resurrected in the Illuminum, which is a place which has not been corrupted by the demonic presence, and there no fighting is allowed to take place because of the, I don't know, it's a holy site, the rituals and all that. Now, after being resurrected and from being in that orb for, I don't know, let's say anywhere between millions or billions of years, I believe the Dark Lord is not as strong as he used to be. He's still strong enough to fight the Doomslayer one-on-one, but not strong enough to probably survive. So he would most likely use the divinity machine to regain his power. Now here's where I believe that the demonic crucible would come into play. Now the demonic crucible is powerful enough to power the Fortress of Doom after the Con Maker drained it of all its power. Now if it's powerful enough to keep the Fortress of Doom afloat and powered on, then there's a lot of power in the demonic crucible, as we've seen from Doom 2016. So I believe the Dark Lord is going to need the demonic crucible to power the divinity machine to give him his powers back. Also, he'll get his signature weapon back as well, so that's a plus. Now, there are two ways the Dark Lord could get to a divinity machine. I don't believe that the divinity machine on Teres Nabad is the only divinity machine. I think there were quite a few, because the Con Maker was quite worried trying to find this person who was going to bring the downfall of the Makers. So I believe there is probably another divinity machine somewhere on Urdak, and I think that is what the Dark Lord's plan is going to be in Part 2. He's going to try and get to a divinity machine to regain his power. That's what I think. But that's what we know so far. There are 2 more weeks of the Doom Eternal stream left. This week's will have the 2 parts of the City of the Damned, Necrovol Part 1 and Part 2, where we're going to learn some more stuff about a new demon. So we're going to learn about a new demon this week, and then next week it is Urdak and Final Sin, where we're going to learn a little bit more about the new weapon, which is pretty cool. So overall, this is what we know about the new DLC. There are going to be a new weapon, there's going to be new demons, being plural. It's not just one demon, there's going to be more than one new demon. And more importantly, there's going to be more lore about the Doomslayer, hopefully about what happened between the events of 2016 and Doom Eternal, because I really want to know what happened. But yeah, what is your thoughts? What do you think will happen? Do you think that my theory is completely wrong, and the Divinity Machine will be used for something completely different, like, I don't know, re-giving the Doomslayer his powers back if the demons take him away? Or does my theory have merit? We will never know. Well, we will know, but I won't know yet, because I mean I won't know till we play the DLC or it gets confirmed. But I do hope you've enjoyed this Doom Eternal lore video. I'm going to make more because I do enjoy doing it, and there's a lot of lore we can go into, and some new theories as well, especially with the new demons, because, yeah. But I do hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.